days, you know, we're doing all these football cards and stuff like that. But I'm getting the block done for this one. I didn't have no time to talk to Portsmouth, absolutely none. And hello Sam. And you know, with finishing work late and actually bringing us home to the game on Tuesday, I couldn't do it. So sorry about that. But I'll give you a quick prediction for myself, and we'll have a word with the guys around us. I'm saying 2-1 myself, and Washington to be the star man because he's looking better and better each game. So
ginger.
I think they already knew that, mate. But yeah, Portsmouth was amazing. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But let's see what the guys think. Predictions, shake the predictions. 2-0. Prediction, Rob. Jody, prediction. So
2-1 counted.
I said 2-1, 2-0, 2-1 seems to be the scoreline. So let's have a look how we're going to go now. Up the county, come on. Well, I've got to be fair, another great performance, and it's a cut team at the moment. Our squad's cut right down because of the injuries. Pipe's red card didn't help today, but we still went out. We still won. We were good value for that win. What else can you say? Another informed team have come to Rodney Parade and have been shown up. Simple as. But I got to give Hartlepool some credit because personally, I do notice a lot of things when it comes to football. And Hartlepool were a strong team. You know, you can tell that there's a lot about them. You can tell why they've been informed recently. But come to the Rodney Parade is becoming such a daunting thing for teams now. I mean, whoever, I can't think who we got next at home in the league. Obviously, Chesterfield's the next at home. And Chesterfield are a team who are faltering out at the moment. You know, a lot of buzz has been raised at the beginning of the season about Chesterfield. You know, as if they're going to walk this league. But I don't think there's any team in this division that'll come to Rodney Parade, you know, who wouldn't go home happy with a point. Well, that's my personal opinion. I mean, I got a couple of lads here with me. I'm gonna get their take on the game. But I'll tell you what, it's a real great time to be a Newport fan. You know, this year, 2013, has been absolutely spectacular to us. And so if we ended in the draw for the third round. Oh, that's just like the perfect year, you know. Promotion, top half of, you know, the higher division, third round in the FA Cup, and we've already had a giant kill and a trip away to a Premier League team. I mean, for a newly promoted Football League team, you can't ask for a lot more than that. So yeah, I'm a happy Newport County fan now tonight, and I'm sure these guys are as well this year. With Adrian Williams, I did apologise to him beforehand for the light. The light does blind people. Any shades, that could be something I could invest in, you know, just to give our fans a little cooler edge as well. So Yeah, well, what did you think of the performance tonight then?
Well, I'll start off with Jeff Stelling. What is the score? Couple of days, couple of really big scalps. Obviously, Portsmouth with a big name. Hartlepool playing League One football last year. We were in the conference, they're the form team. And we haven't looked out of place. In fact, we've looked comfortable. When you look at our injury list, I tell you what, if we can stay where we are until Christmas, get some injuries back, I honestly think the playoffs is the least we can hope for. I was really impressed with Danny Croak tonight. His game intelligence, he was holding the ball up really well. Does a lot of unseen work, Danny Croak. He really impressed me tonight.
I've got to agree with that, mate.
Everyone did. I mean, A.F.C, the new centre-back, he's turning out to be another good signing. Connor Washington is coming on leaps and bounds. I mean, the sky's the limit for him at the moment. As Chris said a minute ago, it's just getting better as a county fan. Last couple of years, 3-4 years, it's just been up and up and up and up for a county fan, and let's just hope it keeps on going that way. I'm loving it at the moment.
Excellent, mate, excellent. I want to talk to you about the injury list.
Yeah.
You look at who's on that injury list right now. I mean, we got Sandell on that list. We've got
saying that though,
Max Porter.
Wilmot is covered in well at left back, as has Billy Jones, as has Andy Hughes.
Yeah.
We've coped with it.
But there's another one who's currently on the injury list, Andrew Hughes.
We've coped with it.
Max Porter.
Yeah, we've coped with it. Tom Naylor has been a revelation in midfield.
Yeah.
Every injury, every challenge is coming up. We're taking it in our stride and we're coping with it. And that's a sign of a successful team.
And what's good, we're scoring goals without O'Connor, without Zabrowski, and we were scoring goals without Jolly before he's just come back.
The thing I like, certainly Tuesday night more so than tonight, thing that defenders absolutely hate is raw pace. And with Washington and Jolly, we have got an afterburn. We've got pace to burn. Defences will hate it. So those two together, Washington and Jolly, in actual fact, they could be our #1 partnership.
Yeah.
Because they're tricky, they're not easily knocked off the ball, and they got bucket loads of... So that could, with all the injuries, the way they've kind of handed out, in some ways, it could be like a little stroke of fortune, because we've stumbled across now Washington and Jolly, and potentially that could be our #1 partnership.
Excellent. I mean, we're building a magnificent squad here, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you think when all those players come back, look how strong the bench is going to be. There's going to be competition in every single position, and that's exactly what the manager wants, a headache.
The thought I get is brick by brick.
We're getting noticed in this league now.
People are taking us seriously.
You know, I listen to TalkSport all the time, I listen to BBC 5 Live, and I can hear Newport County's name being mentioned more and more. Newport County having a good season. We're starting to get noticed. I think people are starting to, sit up and take notice of us. And rightly so, because we look comfortable in this league. We do not look out of place at all.
A lot of younger fans for other teams see us as a small club. They wouldn't have known the county from back in the day that we're a regular Football League team.
Well, that's what I think it suits us being the underdog. If we haven't got any expectation and pressure and we can surprise a few teams, great.
Yeah, nice one.
Bring it on.
Well, thanks for your time today, though.
No worries.
Some very good points. As before, apologise for the light. That is a blinding thing. Yes, I know. Back by popular request, Mr. Tintin Tom Tremaine. Tom, take it away. I know you know exactly what you're going to say, so just fire it out to us. We're all dying to hear it.
Considering the amount of injuries that we've had lately, I think the team have performed and coped really well. I mean, you couldn't ask for more, really. Considering the amount of key players that we got out, like Byron Anthony. I mean, when he got injured, I remember thinking, how are we going to cope with this? And then we've got obviously people like Ryan Jackson, Andrew Hughes, stepped in to fill his boots, basically.
I mean, if we're doing what we're doing currently, right, with the squad of players we got to choose from, can you imagine what we would be doing if we had a full bill of health throughout the entire squad?
Yeah, I mean, well, we've kind of got two teams at the moment. Someone posted on the message board about this. So we've got two teams. We've got basically like a first team and a second string side who are just, both of them could kind of hold their own in this league. It's just, personally, I can't remember a county team that's had this amount of depth and amount of strength.
Right, I've saved Pompey for yourself. Give me your thoughts on Portsmouth, considering 5 years ago they were the FA Cup holders playing in Europe against AC Milan while we were mid-table in Blue Square South.
Yeah.
What does that result? What does that mean for this club?
Well, when you consider that when Portsmouth won the FA Cup back in 2008, I mean, we had just lost out on promotion to the conference. It was under Peter Beadle, and I can remember after we'd beaten them, thinking back then, if somebody had told me that in 5 years' time that if that we were going to beat them, play them off the park completely and beat them 3-0, I would have called them a nutter.
Yeah.
It's just
Football's a funny game, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
An absolutely funny game. Right then, an individual that's standing out most for you. I have a feeling what the answer's going to be. So, which individual is standing out most for you right now?
For me, it's definitely Connor Washington.
As I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's fast becoming my favourite player at the moment.
Okay.
He's just such an exciting player to watch, personally. I mean, just every time he has the ball, and every time somebody passes, does a through ball for him,
yeah,
you can just tell what he's going to do. He just starts sprinting.
That anticipation just kicks right in every time you see that ball go over the top and you see him start running.
He's just my favourite kind of player, personally.
And he's bulked up as well.
Yeah, he has as well. Yeah, definitely.
People are tipping him to potentially maybe be our first £1 million sale.
Maybe.
Make sure we get a sell on clause.
I hope we can keep him until the end of the season anyway. I mean, I think he's got it in him to probably be our top scorer. I mean, especially now that Zabrowski's out as well, he's got that opportunity to show what he's got.
The league's top scorer, maybe even. If he scores the one-on-ones, he's going to be lethal, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a little bit of way to go, but at the moment, yeah, he's probably one of our best strikers at the club, if not the best.
Yeah.
I think when O'Connor comes back, he's going to have a bit of trouble getting back into the side, personally. Yeah. I'm a big O'Connor fan as well, but it's just, when you look at the quality that we've got now, it's going to be a challenge,
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time there, Tom. Some good points and some good views as always. Thank you very much. Well then, guys, another great home performance. We're making Rodney Parade a real fortress in with this year. Really happy with the way that we can break teams apart at home. Connor Washington just seems to be getting better every game. It's unreal. I mean, if we can keep him for the rest of the season, that'd be great. But I can see a lot of teams coming in for him in January, and I think there's a potential there that he could be our first £1 million player. It's like he's just so quick. He's so good with the ball at his feet, and then his scoring is getting better now. I said he starts scoring goals, and my God, he's gonna own this league. It's gonna be his league. He's gonna be the main man, and everyone from all the teams above are gonna want him. He's still young, still got a lot to learn, and like I say, if he's improved this much in just 1 year, imagine how much more he could improve in the future. I mean, the sky's the limit for the boy, and obviously coming through Newport, it makes me feel proud that we're able to nurture these players as well as we have been. I mean, you just look at some of the other players who have played for us, moved on elsewhere, and they're doing great now. I mean, Sam Foley's in the Championship with Yeovil. Gary Warren's second place in the SPL with Inverness. I mean, Danny Rose is scoring goals at the top end of the league for Oxford. I mean, there's all those old players of ours. Lee Evans is playing for Wolves as well. So it's great to see so many people who've come through us are doing so well. Like Matt Green, for example, up in the Championship with Birmingham. It just goes to show, doesn't it? We've had managers recently who got a massive eye for players. And what I like about Justin is that he'll take on a player that other teams don't want, give him a chance, and they just seem to flourish under him, and it's great. So, well done to the current squad, because that's the key word here, squad. We have a great squad. I mean, the injury list just keeps getting longer and longer and longer, but the performances just keep getting better and better and better. So, I got to be fair, a lot of teams are going to be taking notice of us now. We're being labelled as Little Newport County, by people who don't, by the younger lot who don't remember us as a Football League team from back in the day. So we're not little Newport County. We are Newport County, back where we belong. You know, a bigger club than what people seem to think. You know, potentially our support could be unbelievable. You know, if we could work with the rugby to develop Rodney Parade a little bit more, make it bigger. I mean, we don't need it right now, but if we were to rise through the leagues, you know, I mean, if we work with the rugby, I mean, we're obviously, us being there is doing a lot for the rugby. I mean, the Dragons are having a good season as well, which I know you probably see me on Facebook. I have a good moan about the rugby. I just want to set this straight right now, because words can be perceived in whatever way people want them to be. Whereas if I say it how it is, that's how it is, and you can't perceive what I say in any other way. I don't dislike rugby. I actually quite like rugby. I think rugby is an entertaining game to watch, and I respect the fact that their fans keep well inside the ground and around the ground. They keep themselves well behaved. Obviously, there are some issues that tend to get ignored. You know, like I've noticed a 60% rise in domestic violence. You know, is linked to rugby. I mean, you can't say it's because of the rugby, but then the all-day drinking sessions could have a thing about that. But then I don't want to go into the negativity, you know, that as football fans will try and poke out of rugby, like rugby fans poke out about football. You know, apparently we're all hooligans and all that. Obviously, I get a lot of rugby fans that tend to have a bit of a pop about football all the time at me. I'll be talking to someone, even just a randomer, if they're a rugby fan, and I say, oh, I like football, I'm a Newport County fan. All I get is, oh, football's crap, puffball. Why the hell do you want to watch football? I'd never watch football, don't want to talk about football. This just seems so bitter. You know, globally, football's massive. You know, every country in the world takes it seriously. Even the United States of America takes it seriously now, purely because they're getting better at it. But every country in the world takes it seriously, whereas there's only a handful of countries in the world that take rugby seriously. I mean, you've got the Six Nations and the Tri-Nations, and there's not many others. Like you'll have Argentina who sort of take it seriously, but then how many other countries take it seriously? Samoa and Fiji and Tonga. You know, it's just not a great sport on a world scale. But for some reason, rugby fans in their own little delusion, oh, we're better than football, and it just gets on my nerves, you know. Which is where, you know, it's just antagonised me to a point where I have my own pokes back at the rugby. But what people should realise is us Newport County football fans are so thankful to the rugby for the fact that we're able to play at Rodney Parade, because it's a great stadium. It suits our needs. We got promoted because of that, because of being able to play at Rodney Parade. That is why we got promoted. So thank you to the rugby, and thank you to anyone who had anything to do with our move there. And I gotta say, I do hope Wales do well in the rugby. I hope the Dragons do well, and all the other Welsh teams do well when it comes on the European stage as well, you know. But then, if it wasn't for the fact that rugby fans just felt the need to have a poke of football all the time, I wouldn't have my pokes. Simple as that. I mean, back in the day, I used to put statuses up hoping Wales winning the rugby. I remember the one day I put up one, come on, I hope we smash the French. It wasn't worded exactly like that. I think it was a little bit darker than that, you know, because I'm not exactly the biggest fan of French people. But I had someone turn around and say, oh, it's because of comments like that is why I wish you'd stick to football. And it's like, oh, so rugby's all candy-coated and perfect then, is it? When the players are allowed to put their fingers in each other's eyes and stamp on each other's heads and beat shit out of each other on the pitch. But then rugby is so much of a more, I don't know, classier sport than football, just because a few bad apples in football like to kick off in and out of the ground. You know, I mean, people should learn to accept when, you know, people should learn to accept it when they got their own problems. I mean, in football we accept that we got a hooliganism problem, and it's been there for decades. So rugby should accept when they got their own problems. And it'd be nice if they could take a bit of banter from time to time as well. Because I had a few bites I did yesterday. It was only banterous stuff, it was. You know, only banterous stuff because Wales football were playing on the same day. So, you know, saying, oh, time to watch, you know, a sport that actually matters. And I tell you what, they bite like hell. My mate Scratchy put up a status, you know, mocking the rugby. Just see how many people biting at him and tearing into him and really abusing him for it as well. So-called friends of his. No, it's not good, like, you know. So, Yeah, but that's my rant about rugby over. Good luck to the Dragons, good luck to Wales in the rugby as well. I hope they do well, genuinely. Back to County, a great week. Portsmouth 3-0, Hartlepool, one of the informed teams 2-0. No, you can't ask for better than that. And now we got Braintree now. If we beat Braintree, we got a trip to Kidderminster Harriers. And to be fair, it'd be nice to set the record straight with them people up there. Because, we finished second, we finished above you, we beat you twice, we should have got promoted instead of you. Yeah, boo-hoo-hoo, you know. Don't work like that, I'm afraid. You know, you beat us twice, but we played you off the park twice. You know, you just got the result twice. Two of the only games of the season where we should have won comfortably and actually lost the game. So we'll set the record straight. We'll come down. We'll beat you on your own ground, go into the third round, and hopefully get a Premier League team. And then we'll show you why we deserve the promotion. I mean, we're showing all of League 2 this season why we deserve to be promoted last year. I mean, I was talking to a Wrexham fan who also does his own blogs for his club. Talking to him about refereeing, you know, he's saying that Wrexham get bad refereeing. Funny enough, he posted up a video about their game at Kidderminster, funny enough, where the ball actually goes through the net. It's gone in the goal, but the net was broken. The ball's actually gone through the side of the net, and the referee'd given a goal kick. It's like, you know, it was funny that it was Wrexham, like, you know, I know there's a rivalry there, we'd have a bit of a banter and all that, but if it was us, I'd have been absolutely livid, you know. So, yeah, I think something needs to be done about these referees, because we should have had 2 penalties against Hartlepool, and Fleetwood was just a joke. And you think back to the Grimsby handball, where they handballed it in our box, but they got a penalty. You know, the season we nearly went down, well, Kidderminster, 2 games against Kidderminster, where we'd had a lot of bad decisions against us. It's, you know, it's a recurring thing, and Wrexham seem to get it a lot as well. And, you know, we're starting to wonder, is it a Welsh thing? I mean, it'd be a bit, I don't know how you can really just come out and just say, yeah, it's a Welsh thing, but it's something that I think maybe could be looked into. I mean, do Cardiff and Swansea get the same problems? Do Merthyr and Colwyn Bay down in the lower leagues, do they get the same problems? Well, we'd have to have a look, wouldn't we? But yeah, I'm going to round that off now. We're doing well. We're doing really, really well. Squad is shining. And you imagine now when our injured players come back, what kind of impact we're going to have on this league. I mean, it's just so exciting right now. One thing though, the You Ask, You Answer, I'm going to be doing it very soon. I've only been given 2 questions to ask, and I've got my 3 people to ask the questions to. So if you watch this and there's any certain questions you'd like to ask the fans who are going to be making the... Yeah, sorry about that. I got cut off then. I was in the middle of recording. Yeah, any questions you want to ask our fans, feel free to, well, either put it on YouTube, on your comments here, on the comments on the You Ask, You Answer video, on the message board, to me on Facebook, or to me on Twitter. You know, it's easy to get in touch with me. So it would be nice if we could have a good contribution from you guys. Anyway, you keep well, and I'll see you all Tuesday night for Braintree. Up the King.